touch anything. It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton. We have a great show today, everybody. Here we are on a great Friday, and I have in studio Fidel Valdez, who is the COO of Oliva Cigars, and we're going to get with him here in a minute. First, before we get started, we want to thank everybody. One, our sponsors, Oliva Cigars. We do that every day. They have great partners, good people down there. They really know how to run an operation. They're opening a new facility, 70,000 square foot, in about December, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do a show from there. People have been asking about that. Check out our book, Gangster Redemption. Everybody loves it. People love the book. They go crazy. We get a lot of calls about that. Our cigars, the Crooked Diamond, they are being sold. We are now in Tampa. We're going to be going to Tampa. We're going to be meeting 7 shop owners, big ones. We have a representative over there now, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're doing Tampa. We're already down in Shop Fort Lauderdale. We're in New York. We're going to be in a few more places. We're going slow because we want to. We do an online note. Check them out, crookeddiamondcigar.com, crookeddiamondcigar.com. We are coming out with that TV show, everybody, and we talked about it in the last few shows. It's going to be amazing. It's a small show where it's going to be like 8 interviews, 8-minute to 10-minute interviews, 12-minute, and we gave a tour. Our first 3 episodes are in the can already, and they're going to be coming out in about 2 weeks. We have the first episode is we do a tour of Oliva's warehouse. What a great tour we got from the young man. I think it's Alex's name in Alex. And we had great tour. Then we did where I rob a cigar store. You've seen that one. That's a lot of fun. And then the third one, we have CEO of Oliva Cigars, Corey Babbitt. And we don't know what episodes. We have a bunch of episodes. We're going to be going, not just Oliva. We're going to all the cigar places. This is a place you're going to come to go and learn about cigars, whether it's how to roll them, how to, when we go to Nicaragua, where, how cigars are made, the people in the industry, people who like cigars and know cigars, that's what we are doing. So now, let me introduce my man, Fidel Valdez. Fidel, welcome to the show, and thanks for coming.
Thank you, Larry. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Yeah. Fidel, you and I, we met, it's about 1.5 years already, right?
Yes, time flies.
Man, time flies. And, I love going down to your place, because we have a good place in that executive lounge. We smoke cigars, and, this is how all this came about. People don't know what goes into a cigar. There's a lot that goes into a cigar. Let's get into Fidel. Now, Fidel, I want you to let us know, and I'd like this, how did you get into the cigar business, and how did you get to Oliva? Yeah, right there you go. Pull it. Yeah, you're good.
Yes. In 2016, I get a phone call from Paul Alcázar and Jose Oliva. 6 months before, I relocated my family from Saratoga Springs, New York to Florida.
Oh, Sarasota Springs.
Yes. It's a beautiful place.
I know it.
Then they say that they gave my resume, and it's what was in my resume was true. Then they was interested to have an interview with me. Then I set an interview with Jose and Paul. I think I get in love with all the problem that at that moment, Oliva has it from the operation point of view. Then I started to work officially with Oliva on January 1st, 2016.
They weren't they sold around then too? I mean, they went to a company from Belgium, right?
Yes, at that time they was in the process of negotiation with Van family from Belgium. Then at the end, the company was sold to the Van family. Then I was part on that transition process. Between Oliva family to Van family.
Now, did they hire you for that reason? Were you in the cigar business at all? Were you in a logistics business? Were you in? You're an operator. You're the COO, which is the chief operating officer.
Yes, no, I'm an engineer, telecommunication, electronic engineer. Then I do power electronics. My business in administration in University of New York. But no, I never was in cigars until I joined the Oliva family.
And now you're in Nicaragua probably once a month, no?
Well, the transformation process has been 5 long years of continued investment, construction, expanding our operation capability. Then I normally spend 2 weeks in Nicaragua and 2 weeks in Miami.
Wow, that's amazing. So the operation, when I had the CEO on, Corey, there's 6,100 employees at Oliva?
Yes, majority in Nicaragua, but also we have close to 74 employees in U.S. and around 20 in Honduras.
Oh, you have them in Honduras as well.
Yes, we have operations in Honduras.
Do you have any over in Europe where Belgium and anywhere their headquarters is?
Well, they are the distribution center in Belgium, as part of the J. Cortez Van de Melier family, and they are the responsible for the distribution of Oliva product in Europe.
Oh, so there's a different operation totally?
It's a totally different operation.
You must work closely with the people that yourself?
Yeah, we work closely with them
right
overseas.
Now, we did the numbers on Oliva, and first of all, you're our sponsor. We love you guys because, listen, people ask, oh, it's by Oliva. Well, my cigar, they love them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, wow, it's by Oliva, meaning you can produce it, you can do it. How does that work?
It's a big responsibility. Oliva, I would say in the market of cigar market is a standard of quality. Customer know our brand for be one of the highest quality of cigar in the world.
Yeah.
There are also many good cigars from many others.
Oh, no question. Yeah.
But in general, all of cigar, the standard of quality is above the market standard. Is the result of the quality of the cigar really starts from the moment, Larry, you put the seed on the ground. The quality of the air, how you take care, of the.
Yeah, we keep this at 70% humidity. Just
Yes.
We have to.
It's very important how you really treat the earth, And in that front, Oliva have been some of the pioneering new technology that we are applying to all our farms, that we have under our property. Also, the curing barn, how you give the right time, the proper fermentation to the leaf during the fermentation process, washing temperature, washing the color, then the selection that you do for the leaf depends what brand of cigar you would use it. And finally, and more important, is the roleros and boncheros, which are the guys responsible really for rolling the cigar.
The roller is that important?
It's extremely important. I think it's critical, And imagine, this is a product that is made handmade, Then everything that surrounds your life affecting the mood that they are unemployed, issues at home, a health issue, anything can affect how the cigar is rolled. That's why Oliva have been invested significant amount of funding, on our social responsibility in Nicaragua by creating clinics where we provide all the employees, all the primary care, full of equipment. Also, we provide all the medicine for free to the employees.
Really? Medicine, medical, yes. All free for every one of your employees?
For every one of our employees in overseas. Also, from the restroom where they take breaks, plenty of activities. We have the Oliva School where the kids of the employee, can have a very, first world education. In fact, we follow the Montessori school. program.
Their process,
Yes,
right?
in our school in Nicaragua. And also, we provide all the kits for the employees every time the school start, all the backpack, notebooks, everything they
School
need for the
supplies.
school.
Do you have a daycare for younger ones?
Yes, we have a place where, in general, we take care of that.
So you're a family down there.
We are a family, and also we are very sensitive to the fact, sometimes in our country, or macho men, left woman behind with several kids. Then we take care of two issues, in the society. We provide a work to the mother, that otherwise she will not gonna have an income, to raise those kids, and we provide school for those kids.
I got attracted to Oliva when we first started meeting, and I found out. Well, first of all, 60% of your are women. 60% of the employees are women.
67%.
67%
is a woman.
That's amazing. I did not know you did all that, and I know you have a foundation. I told you I want to help with and talk with kids because every country has trouble kids. Everyone does it. That's normal.
October 27, we will have the gala for the Oliva Cigar Foundation. It will be more like a family reunion, the family cigar.
Where do you do that? In Nicaragua, Miami?
It will be in the Bimmo Hotel.
I'm going to be there and speak because I speak on child issues a lot all over the country, and with my program, the Reality Check program, my original company, and part of my heart goes for these families who can't, they struggle, women who are left behind, as you say, and it breaks my heart because everybody who's affected, and I don't care what a woman does or a man does, it's the kid that is affected, and I don't, that's the part because I grew up a tough kid, in the streets of New York. And it touches me when I see a company do so much for their employees because it's really about not just the product. It's the right thing to do.
Yes.
You're doing the right thing. And that's why Oliva is the third largest company in the world now.
Yes. Well,
I think you're going to be one.
In regard to the kit, Fred called me one day, Fred Valdez, which is the current owner of the company. He called me one day, Fidel, I would like to, establish, the school, or we start to do something, as part of, social responsibility. But let's start with the kit of our own employees, Then we can expand the program. I said, no problem, Fred. Then I asked, a survey. I make a survey. And in my way back to Miami, I was from Estelí to Managua. Then I received the statistic. When I saw the statistic that we have almost 2,000 kids that, we have now potential of starting to take care of them, oh my God, I think we are looking for problems, because at that point, we were so busy, on the middle of the expansion of the operation. Sometimes when now you have that, you face that huge amount of responsibility that you have, then you start to question it sometimes yourself. But when you start to put the program together and you start to see the result, when you see the kids that barely talking when they start in the school and how today they are able to speak already English, how they are able to read, to count. We provide food, all the meals, 3 meals during the day to the kid. And you see also the happiness on the family, on the kid. The kid asks the family to come to school because in most of the cases, the conditions at the school are way better than what they have at home. Then you get, that's the best reward that we have,
How long have you been doing that?
You start to see the transformation of those kids.
How long have you been doing it?
We have been doing it already for 4 years.
4 years already. Now you're really taking a child and you're bringing it. Do you actually educate them all the way through 12, or is it a certain age?
No. We provide early care for the kids to the age of 6.
6.
Yes. In the future, we may expand it to grade 8. But until now, for the condition that we think is appropriate right now in Nicaragua, we provide only early care until the age of 6. When the kid leaves the school, he knows how to read, count, speak, first level of English, etc.
Wow. It's amazing because I look at that and I say, not only is that good, it's good for business because you're actually educating future employees, hopefully.
Yes.
And you have so many, 6,000 employees in Nicaragua, call it 6,000 employees in Nicaragua. How big is your operation in Nicaragua? Is it one of the biggest out of all the cigar companies, or is it, and what is it comparable to? Like, give me how can the audience picture that? Is it 500 acres? How many acres and stuff like that?
Well, currently we have 3 manufacturing facilities for cigars that make
My cigar. Yeah.
juice, and juice cigar is making in Tabolisa 1, which is the main company. We have also Tabolisa 2 that is in the middle of Esteli City, and we have Tabolisa 4 recently opened in Somoto area. Then we have over 16 farms of different sizes.
16 farms.
Yes, on the 5 main region in Nicaragua for tobacco, which is Jalapa, Condega, Estelí, Ometepe, y Somoto.
And now they're all your farms are how big? Are they like?
We in total have currently around 843 manzanas.
Which is an acre?
A manzana is around 0.7 acres.
Okay, so you got a lot of, you got 700 and something acres
That we,
of property that you farm, you till, you do everything, you plant the seed, then it comes to the factory, correct? The cigar. Yes. We're going to do a video because I'm going to come out there with you and we're going to do a whole video and do the whole work.
All the filler that we use in our cigar are grown and produced by Oliva in their own farms.
Wow.
Yes.
So there's nothing out. Everything's in-house.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And you, how many brands, or like I'm a brand, the Crooked Diamond cigar. How many brands like that? You have obviously V, you have the little ones, the big ones, all the cigars, we talked about.
We have around 900 different brands in our portfolio.
Wow.
Yes.
900?
Yes. Some are private label that we don't produce it on permanently basis, but some majority are Oliva brand that we produce on regular.
Your reputation, Oliva reputation, is very good. And when I speak now, I wasn't in the cigar business either. You know that before I started. I've been smoking cigars for 40 years. I'm an old man, but you and I are the 2 old men in the room always, when we go there now.
Yes. And
when I smoked my cigar, I did not know the process and why cigars are, their quality is, like you said, handmade. There's so much that goes into a cigar. Like the leaves on my cigar have to cure for 30 days, have to hang and what you call. It's amazing how much goes into that. And Oliva family started the Oliva company how long ago? I think it's in the 1800s, no?
Yeah, so we just 2 years ago we celebrate our 135th anniversary.
135th
anniversary, yes, and that's how we came with our 135th anniversary.
Look at that, everybody! The people who are listening, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, go to our website and Fidel held up one of those beautiful cigars I'm going to smoke later. Yes. That's a beautiful box. Yes. Is it? See, everybody loves our boxes too. You did a great job with our cigar. I don't know who was the actual. We all going back and forth, but you, Fidel, I gotta say, when we met, I talked to you, and you know how I am. I just tell it like it is. This is a very straightforward guy, but you guys really put quality and in everything. we've talked about that, and I talk about it on the road when I'm at events or when I go on another TV show. They go, Larry, you got a cigar? And I said, yeah. And then I go, you know why I did it? Because the Oliva family has I work with the COO, the CEO, the head of operations, logistics, with Bernie and Albert and my guy over there, and I found that working with you guys is so easy, comfortable, easy. It's not like, listen, we like it, we don't like it. Let's move on. Let's figure out what we like. And I remember when we were sitting in your lounge when we picked the people, and now everybody's loving them. And I mean, we have a video coming out in about a month. We went around the country now. We went all the way from New York to Maryland, places, and we smoked cigar with people and didn't tell them anything. What do you think? The feedback we get is just awesome. I mean, I sent 4 boxes out to Tampa. I have a representative who knows the Oliva family, the old Oliva family. They've been in Tampa for, that's the cigar hub of the United States, really, at Tampa. And they had the cigars out. The first thing they said was, what an impressive, like the box, the way to label, the way. And then when they smoke them, they go, this is good. And what I like about the cigar, Fidel, and you and I smoke cigars now a lot, is it's good for a beginner or aficionado. A guy who smokes cigars can like it. I smoke 3-4 a day, and they don't leave aftertaste in your mouth. They're good cigar. And the people who begin, we just came out with, I don't know if you know this, we just bought not only lighters, but now we're going everywhere. We bought cutters and ashtrays. We're putting together a starter pack. One of each of my cigars, the lighter, the cutter, and the ashtray, and that's going to be $69. And that is going to be to open the avenue to all the young people keep saying, I don't really know about cigars, and I don't want to spend $200, but can I spend $100? Do you have anything? So we came up with this starter pack, we call them,
Yes.
and they're coming out soon, and that's going to introduce the cigars. I'm making a video. Everybody loves my videos. They think I'm crazy, of course.
You are.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm kidding.
I know. You are. I have fun. You know me.
You are a wonderful person.
Thank you very much. But I want to show. We're going to make a video. I'm making an actual video. It's going to be on that TV show. We're going to have it all on my website and everything. How to light it. How to take it out of the package. How to unpack. How to cure the edge. How to don't inhale, or you're going to be falling on the floor. We're going to teach them how to smoke a cigar, and I think people are going to love that. And we're putting that in the pack, the whole links and everything else, and then we're going to be able to follow that and see how many go there, and then we give out promo codes and all, understanding marketing, and we're doing it on a small level. Obviously, we're very comfortable whenever we have a meeting, and now Sam's doing very well. You met Sam.
Yes, Sam.
And Nick is my assistant. He's been with me 8 months now, I think, Nick, or something like that, 6-8 months. And without him, I can't do anything because I don't know what's going on. I'm all over the place. But we have meetings, and we put out our discussions already. We actually hired a big marketing company for us, doing other stuff. And what we did, Fidel, is the manufacturing. We are confident no matter where we go, how big we grow, Oliva's behind us. You have a company that's run right, which you run it. It's run right. I learned a lot. I'm learning myself every day. And I'm comfortable with, first of all, everybody knows you don't see much. I only get a few sponsors in life. I don't want a lot. Because people who know when I like something, I use them, I smoke them, I smoke other Olivas. And that's why Oliva to sponsor. We have another wants to sponsor. One guy wanted to sponsor. So I tried his product. I didn't like it. Not cigar. I would never do another cigar, obviously. It's you and me. But the product I didn't like. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's something I can't do. And then when you tell me about Oliva, what you're doing for kids, what you're doing, and I was very impressed with what the woman you have who runs the foundation.
Yadira.
Yeah, Yadira, yep. Yadira. It's Yadira or something like that. Yeah. I'm so impressed with that I told her, whatever listen, I do a lot of donating and I do a lot of time. Every year I do a school. I actually donate my whole time with a president for a whole school. And they go, well, because it's my thing. It's what I do every year for the Christmas time. And they go, wow, you going to come on? Yeah, whatever it is, don't worry about it. I mean, really, Mr. Lawton's coming? Then they go, and I go, and when I speak to kids or young people, and they realize of my life with the book and everything, what I've been through, and they go, wow, you can make it. I said, yep, no matter what mistakes you make in life. We all make mistakes. You know that, Fidel.
We all do.
Everybody. Anybody who says they don't, get out. Because they don't. Yes. They do. When you make mistakes, a lot of people want to keep you down. They want to put their foot on your neck, I call it. Not me, not Oliva. I watched your operation, and Alex, very impressive young man who gave us a tour of the warehouse. Did you see that video yet?
No.
You're going to see it. It's amazing. He gives us a tour of Oliva warehouse. I mean, and he's very knowledgeable, speaks well. He's an asset. I told him, if Oliva messes with you, you come work for me. Yes. He's very impressive, and he loves your company. Yes. And I think that's important. I think people have to like what they do, or and enjoy it. And I want to ask you about your rollers. Now, Oliva's been in business forever. How do they get rollers? How do they train rollers? How do you train a roller? He's going to screw up a lot, no?
Yes, I think. As you know, in every business, the more difficult part always are we, the employees. Each individual, has its own problem, its own character.
So true.
Then you have to deal with 3,000 roleros and boncheros. Then it's a big challenge. But also, it's a very competitive, industry in regard to the labor. And only few companies have a school that develop, new roleros and boncheros. Oliva is one of those companies which has a school permanently teaching, training employees to become rolero and bonchero. For you to
is that the title? Is that the title for a?
Yes, the rolero is the one that normally is a woman in the case of Oliva. Is the one that put the last layer,
the wrapper. Right. Yes. And we have a Cameroon wrapper.
Yes. Why? Because the ladies always know how to do those things. Put in the heart, when your mom, iron your clothes to go to the school every morning, that's exactly the same thing that we bring to the cigar from all the women that proud work for Oliva. Then the bonchero is the one that prepare, take the filler and lay the first layer, which is called the binder. Then he put the cigar on the press. It has to be pressed around for 2 hours. Depending on the vitola, some could be at 20 minutes. Then they have to use a mechanical tool that require, press and put some forks,
right, to make them box rest and all that.
Then for that task, we normally they are men, that do that part. But lately, with the situation that the huge immigration from Nicaragua to the United States with the open border, we have a significant amount, the whole industry, have a significant amount of employees that left the country looking for a bright future, in this beautiful country. Then we had to start, we lose around 500 employees.
You lost 500?
Yes, that we had to redo it.
Yeah, you got to replace them. Sure, your operation got to keep going.
We have to start, training new roleros, new boncheros. The situation has been completely stabilized right now. But imagine when a rolero bonchero start, we keep them first about 14 days just looking that we pay a salary.
You pay salary
just to look what others are doing.
Just to watch.
How they are doing, just to watch. Then after that, they start the process of learning. That we take 1 to 2 months until we allow to start rolling like cigars that are more like for bondos,
right.
Flor de Oliva and other type of cigars.
Right, and the bundles of everybody know they're not in a box. They
Yeah,
actually
it's not in
come
the
right.
box. They are in that task for around 7 months until we start allowing to roll, now another type of Vitola or brand that it will go to boxes and it will be more like what we call a super premium cigar. And for example, B and Melanio, most of the experience there is no less than 2 years rolling
Experience.
cigar experience before you are able to roll in the flagship.
How do you
of
pick the
cigar.
original guy? Like, is it just somebody you think, or somebody who, like, wants to do it? I'm sure that's the best paying position in the cigar business. No.
We evaluate our employees daily on the floor. We know the productivity, the quality, how many cigars they roll, how many cigars were rejected. The inspector and the supervisor are constantly, proactively helping them in order to avoid rejected cigars. But
So every cigar
we
is-
maintain a statistic of all the employees daily of the work. Then, as soon we see that there are an instability on quality, etc., then it's when we know that it's ready to move to the next step.
So is the roller the highest paid position? Can they raise a family? Is the salary enough to raise a family in Nicaragua?
And to have a motorcycle. And
Oh,
all-
really?
all
It's
the
oh,
thing.
it's,
Yes,
so it's a well
yes.
paid position there. Wow, that's nice. And so how many rollers do you have at Oliva?
It's close to 3,000 roleros and boncheros. Around 1,500 pair. Rolero and
Wow.
bonchero.
Oh, they work together.
They work
oh,
together,
yes,
yes.
yes. And you have 3,000 of those?
Yes.
Wow, you guys are really helping the economy of Nicaragua.
Oh, the cigar industry in general,
Employees.
the family employee, close to 150,000 employees.
Wow, 150,000. Now, is it a family business? Like, if the family is in it, does the kid come up and work somewhere in the fields maybe first and then go, is that how it works too?
Yes, it works like that.
I love that.
A lot of employees we have in the company, it's the mother, the son, the father.
What is your heritage? Where are you from? You.
I originate from Cuba. I was
Cuba.
born in Havana. Then I immigrated to escape to the United States in 1999.
You escaped to the United States in 19. You do know, I was on the Freedom Flotilla in 1981 when Fidel Castro let out the Marilito boat lift. I was there. I have a big heart for Cubans because I picked them up in boats and in rafts and balsas, and it gives me, when I saw what I saw, broke my heart, that they bring babies, and people who died, and I picked them up, and wow, it hits me hard because people who say, oh, why they come here? If you're willing to put your family on a raft or a balsa to come here, you must really have it bad there. And I respect them, and I felt so bad for so many people. When you say escape, I was in the Coast Guard, and we had the policies of, you hit land, if a Cuban hits their feet on this land, they don't go back. I didn't even want to bring them back if we stopped them on the boat. I don't want to bring them back.
Yes, I always say to my friend that I'm a geographic accident because I supposed to be born in United States.
You were supposed to be born.
Yeah, I feel more closer to U.S. than to Cuba.
And you were how old when you left Cuba?
I was 29 years old.
29, and you feel, because we talk about American issues, you and I, we love our country. We love this country. But we know there's problems. Every country has problems, of course. But I like our problems compared to other countries. And when I look at that, and I look at someone who appreciates, like yourself and your family, and just like what's happening with Nicaragua, I can't knock somebody for trying to come here. And that's why I even like Oliva for helping out so much in that country. How is Nicaragua now? You go there often. Isn't it a country? I read about where it's a little bit of it's rough over there right now. Is it? I mean, what are you seeing from somebody who's there all the time?
They probably know who who made the recipe. The problem is the recipe is wrong. And when the recipe is wrong, no matter who tried to implement the recipe, the outcome will be the same. You know?
Right, it's shitty, right?
It's something that, where it's not your dream, or the place that you would like, you have the option, you will not gonna raise your family, in a good quality standard of life because the recipe is wrong. It's,
And you say recipe, is
every
it?
country that recipe have been implemented. I mean, Soviet Union, which was the mother, Cuba,
Yeah.
Venezuela.
It doesn't work.
Nicaragua. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because the essential of any society is the family. And the rule number one in those society, in order to succeed, is to destroy the family as a base of the society. If that sounds familiar to you today in the United States, don't be surprised. But
Believe me, I'm worrying about it right now.
yes, we somewhat are last year have been, for me, that has already been in Venezuela and all those countries being here. It could be an exaggeration, but I don't think so. I think people, when they don't start to see the signs, of deterioration of the family, which is the way of the society, then we are in danger. And
Well, you make a great point, but I'm a believer in the people in the United States we've lived with the way our society goes for our whole lives. So if you come here and you tell me I have to do something like they try and now sometimes, I buck it. I am not scared to voice my opinion or voice how we feel about things that go on. Whether it's right now, what they're trying to do, too much government and control. Stop. I don't want the control. Let me deal with my family. Let me deal with my how I run my life. And I think, as bad as it gets, I think our system always has what we call it cycles. And I think we're going through a bad cycle. I tell everybody I don't care. Right now, we have a president. Sorry, can't even speak. I mean, it's amazing how we put these people in office, and we vote. Now we're going to get into that. I'm not going to get into the politics too much.
no,
But
yes, we should not enter too much in politics. But they are
no, I have to say that
Nicaragua has also a positive thing compared, for example, in Cuba when I was. Number one is safety. Nicaragua is a very safe country, very rare in Latin America.
okay, like can somebody like myself who's known on TV, because when I was going to go to Mexico to do a speaking engagement in Mexico City, they had a big warning. I called some other people there, and I would have needed 2, 3 bodyguards and all this, and then they can't guarantee anything. I don't need that. Is Nicaragua safe for me to go?
Yes, it is. It's a safe country. We have a lot of visitors from all around the world to Oliva factories and the farms. They have and enjoy a great time, because something that they take very serious in Nicaragua is about safety. The second positive that the government in Nicaragua make smart that did not happen in Cuba, it don't be responsible for people's food.
They're not responsible.
They are not. The Nicaraguan produce everything they eat in the country,
So they don't need any other country.
No, there are no price regulation, nothing. The market regulate by itself. The government don't enter in how the people will fit or not, which I don't think never should be the function of
I
the
agree.
government.
Let the supply and demand.
The function of every government should be assuring that the rules are, apply the same to everybody and create opportunity, new opportunity.
Absolutely. People will figure out ways to make it.
The minute that any government start to regulate how I live, what I eat, what I learned, what I think, then is when society, are giving away the freedom. And freedom for me, that born in Cuba was one of the big presents I received the day I landed in this country, it's allowing me to basically go around the world and see. And every time I talk to my friends and every interview I receive, every time I go 15 days out of United States,
You want to get
I
home.
miss it so much that I want to come back.
I love that. Good for you. When you left Cuba at 29 years old, did you leave with other people, other family, or was it just you?
No, alone.
Wow.
Yes, I sent my wife a year before.
Wow.
Because if I leave first and I left her behind, then the woman will take it and do not allow to leave the country.
Oh my gosh.
Then she was safe first, then I leave the country.
Wow, I give you a lot of credit. I mean, I tell Cubans that hard that they and that's smart. I mean, obviously you plan, you do your things as much as you can. You know, when I was in prison, I had a couple of cellmates that were from Cuba, and we got very close. And they told me how bad and what people don't know, what people see or don't see, in the United States about what goes on in Cuba. And this is back when Fidel Castro was still in charge. You know, obviously his brother took over Raul, and I think he's dead now. I don't know who the hell is running Cuba now. And you would think, like, what's going on in the war right now, the Ukraine war. The problem there is I don't know what's going on, but they've tasted freedom, and then you can't take it back. Once you taste it, and you got 20 years, they were 20 years free. How do you tell a person no more?
Yes, no, it's that is something that once you live in freedom, no matter what, you will fight.
I would
Even
fight.
put your life, at risk in order to defend that freedom. The problem with the new generation in my country, and I was part of that I don't know what was live in freedom since I born.
You grew up as with the government controlling you.
Then the first time I traveled for work related out of Cuba, and I see who I was living in freedom. Then I make
the seed was planted.
The decision to leave.
The seed was planted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that has to be such a big decision because you have family in Cuba, no?
A large family. My grandpa was 19 brothers, and my grandma 17.
Whoa, wait. You have 19. You have 30. Oh, what? Yeah, 20. No, what? 13 and 7.
Yes, they don't have TV that time.
But you have that many aunts and uncles over in Cuba?
Yes, in fact, I go in vacation to Holguin, where my family is original, and you go to the supermarket. I see my family there. I go to see the doctor. It was my family too. Then everybody in the time was basically
family. And have you been back to Cuba?
I went back twice because my wife is more Cuban than the Palms, and she misses a lot. Also, I went to see two relative family, two members of the family. But it will be my choice. I will not gonna come back.
A question on that: when you go back, are you scared that they might keep you there? I mean, that could be something that is. You're a U.S. citizen, I know that, but
they don't care.
No more. The government don't give it.
No, remember that when you go to Cuba, for Cubans, you have to enter as a Cuban. You don't enter as an American.
You still have a Cuban passport, no?
We have, otherwise we cannot enter in the country. Also, I born in Cuba, and Cuba not because the government decided. I'm Cuban because my parents decided, to deliver it, in Cuba. I born Cubans, and it's not the government that dictates if I'm Cuban or not Cuban. Then I keep my passport, but also if you want to enter as a Cuban to Cuba, you have to enter with a Cuban passport. Why? Because even an American citizen, always your passport say what your origin, where you born, the place you born.
Yes, absolutely.
Then they always we know that you are Cuban. Then once they know you are Cuban, they will force you to enter in the country with Cuban passport because in that way, you are under the law
Of Cuba. Right.
Then it's a huge risk.
It's got to be a risk. I mean, I wouldn't want that risk.
But it's no more risk than living there for 29 years. Think,
well, it's funny, Fidel, because you say what you did, and I was going to go to Saudi Arabia or one of the countries over there, the Arab countries, and I got a list of what you can bring, you can't bring, and the rules and everything you have to follow when you go to that country. And I didn't do it. I said, I got to get new equipment. You want a picture of my girlfriend or whatever on the phone? They could take your phone, and they could look at your phone. I'm not used to that. I don't want that. I know, people say, oh, but they're going to do it. Listen, if they want to steal my shit, that's one thing. But the government to come here under law and say, give me your phone. No. And I didn't want to do it. But I had the opportunity that I didn't have to do it. So you going back to Cuba, I don't know if I could do that if it was me. I'd say, I love my family. I do. I'm a very family man. I take care of my mom here. You do know that, right?
Yes, I know.
She's 90 years old, She comes, she goes to get her hair. That's my brother take her every Friday. 90 years old, she's been doing that. And I look at that, Fidel, and I say, if family doesn't mean, I wouldn't do that. I moved my whole life from South Florida to here. So where we are, you come down, you go, where are we? We're on a, Corey said that. He come here, he goes, where am I going? He pulled in here, and he goes, oh, wow, it's a real studio, like you do, right? Did he tell you about that?
No, but I think I thought the same thing. Where the hell Larry?
Where is Larry at? And then you walk in and you go,
yeah, that's a real.
That's exactly.
That's for real, yes.
And because people come in, I've had some politicians come here, and they're looking like, what am I going in? Am I wrong? And then they look and they go, oh. And then, I tell them about taking care of my mom. When I came up here, I told the mom, I got to do what I got to do. And I built this whole thing. And it's very rewarding to me to take care of your parents. I want young people to realize that. That's, you said family. Yes. Now, you have your family here. How did you immigrate to New York, Saratoga? And I know Saratoga. I had a horse. I used to own a racehorse. Yes. And I lost money.
No, my wife, aunt, lived there in Albany, New York for many years. She was a nurse.
Capital of New York?
In the capital of New York. She was a nurse at Albany Med Hospital. Then she hosting us when we arrived to U.S. That's why I went to live in New York, basically because she was the first one that supported us. After that, we stayed there for almost 18 years.
Yeah, and then you moved to sunny Florida, which is no tax. Nice.
It's beautiful.
I love New York. Fidel, you what I've noticed about you, and we got to know each other because we smoke cigars now, we'll have a little wine, and you're like me where you look at a lot of numbers and you look at things because you're an engineer, and and I am not an engineer, but I was a bookie. So it's about numbers, and everything is to me. And then you calculate and you stuff. But how do you calculate the human factor?
No, I think there are no way to calculate the human factor.
But you are.
You can evaluate the human factor. You evaluate the human factor by the results. But to have a good thing of that together with you run the company, a good thing, that even if we are not in Nicaragua, that company is running to a state of the art,
no matter where it
is. To see
is.
how clean, way maintenance, everything, is done. Even wherever we are there, we are not. When you see that the quality of the cigar for all the million cigars that we
Millions
produce
and
every year.
millions.
And, like any company, we sometimes receive, some feedback, very positive feedback from company in a cigar that could have a quality issue. We take very seriously. But when you say that you can count with your two hands the amount of complaint that we can receive, from a customer versus the millions and millions of cigars that we make, is that's the way really to evaluate the human factor, on the company. Basic is it's essential, You can change technology every 5 years.
Absolutely.
You can build new buildings, but replace, every of those valuable employees take us a significant amount of time, every time that one decides, because people always want, improve,
Yeah, they want the best
move
themselves.
forward.
Sure.
Then it's when, you can evaluate the real value, of the human, Also, we see it with the situation right now when you lose 400 employees, 500 employees,
Wow. And you still have to produce.
In the middle of the current cigar boom that we have right now internationally.
Cigars are so popular.
It's a huge challenge. Then is when you can't really evaluate, that factor as you ask.
You said something right in the beginning of our talk when we say start today. We talked about what's the most difficult part of business. It's people, because as a man, I have six employees or whatever, but just to manage even that, forget an operation. I can't even imagine it. But I'm very hands-on person. I like to know what's going on at your level or Corey's level. You have to have the trust in the next level, because you have 6,000. You can't manage 6,000 employees. Nobody can. And when you look at that, the people part of it, I wonder why. I always wonder when businesses don't make it, why they don't make it. And 99% of the time, yes, it could be a bad product. That's one thing. Very rare. It's usually human error. It's usually somebody not giving a shit. Don't care, or the person's just not competent enough to manage or whatever. Me, I have to get out of my own way, if you know what I mean. And that's I know my faults. So I try to do that. And I let these young people do the Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I know it. I understand it, but it's not my thing. You understand that?
Yes.
And I think the biggest part of Oliva and why Oliva's been around for so long, the people at the top love what they do. I noticed that so quickly when I sat down and we talked for the first time. I remember it, man. You were right to my right. And you all love your jobs. And I love my job. You see me. I love what I do. And that's the quality I looked for. When I talk to people and I go to a business or I go to a foundation or I speak, you can have a fuck up over here. I don't care. I want to know what the head people, how are they? That's why I like working with the head people, because when they love their job and they love what they do and they're passionate, they'll figure it out.
Yes. And
I think that's what Oliva does. And obviously, by taking care of the families, by taking care of the people in Nicaragua. And I did not know that. And I'm looking forward to going with you to Nicaragua because I want to film. My whole audience wants to see Nicaragua. And they want to see the cigar rolled. They want to see the crooked diamond rolled and press. And you got to take me, of course, because I speak Spanish a little bit, enough to get in trouble from prison. But I want to go with my team, a few guys, and we can film. Are we allowed to film?
Yes.
Oh, so I can bring a whole film crew?
Yes.
Oh, good. Because Corey said you got to make sure it's right.
For example, they are very sensitive that you bring a drum, for example.
No drone.
But no,
I won't bring a drone.
The drum is not allowed also.
That's okay.
You can bring your camera, your thing. That's no problem.
Because I want to go and film a roll or me roll, see somebody roll. You take me to the field, like you said, from seed to the box, to the boxes that you build. We want to do it. Maybe spend 3 days, whatever it's for, whatever it is. You have the housing there and everything?
Yes, we have a house where we stay normally when we are in Nicaragua.
Is it big enough for a crew? I mean, we can.
We have Cruz, which is our mother in Nicaragua. She take care of us,
Yeah.
very well. It's a wonderful lady that has been us forever. And,
At the house.
At the house. She take care of everything. And
Cooking.
She cook like the angels.
Oh. Well, we're gonna go, Nick. We're gonna talk to. We're gonna figure out when, Nick, and we got to figure out because the people want that, and I want to do multiple shows, multiple stuff. I want to do a bunch of stuff there because people want to see why is this cigar, and it's the price point's great. Our price point is 10.50, 11, 11.50, 12. That's it. And it's a premium cigar. And people said, wow, that price point's good. When you understand cigars. But I want to show people why you have to charge. It's not a pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? This is a cigar.
Yes, you will be able to see that Oliva has some steps on the process which other factory doesn't, okay? Which is very costly, but it's those process warranty that if you smoke a cigar 10 years ago from Oliva and you smoke today, they
It's gonna be the same.
Flavor, the burn, everything is very similar.
You said Corey told me that he goes. They actually have a room, with a computer in it,
Yes.
and they act like my blend is in a computer room, whatever it is, and so they know it's the same blend every time.
When you ask me, that Jose hired me, then we went through the process.
Especially not as a cigar guy. I love that.
Yeah. No, I'm a pure engineering, no clue at all about cigars, Then we start that process first, understand why if you have 150,000 pounds of Habano grapper, I cannot produce 20,000 Serie B a day. And it's simple. You can have 150,000 pounds of grapper, but it's not the right grapper and it's not the right color. You basically cannot roll in, those flagship cigars. Then the first thing is for me was to understand what the tobacco world was about. Listen a lot. Sometimes not enough.
We all do that. We all make mistakes like that.
So for example, one of the big mistake I make at the beginning. I was an engineer, and we have one issue. That was the process of color selection for the leaf. It's a process that is slow, Then it make that the more expensive part, the rezago.
Sure, Melanio
which
is the darker.
Very difficult. Also, is with the eyes. I said, no problem. We design a robot that we are able to, make those color selection to perfection. What a mistake.
He made the mistake.
I picked the best camera, that was on the market. We made the robot, we made the software.
Oh boy,
everything.
A lot of money.
With the prototype. As soon we start to testing, but that failed miserable,
I love it.
The reason why is because instead of first learning from the guys that have been for many years doing it, first before I add, I just try to, go quick with all my engineering knowledge, technology, education, everything, and it felt miserable. Then from that day, I learned that you really have first always listen, to the kick that are there,
There's a reason Oliva's been around for 100 years.
All the time, yes. Before you add, then after we finish that process, we codify all the leaf. We implemented SIP with it's a ERP system. If we are not alone, we are only of the few company, but we definitely were the pioneer to have those type of ERP software.
Wow.
Codify all the leaf. All our recipes and blends are controlled in SIP, all the MRP, all the requisition.
You brought technology into their world.
Yes, we bring technology
But they still would have, like, in other words, you learned from them and you made the technology around what they know.
Yes, we then design all the curing room for the cigars, you know.
A lot of money, no? A lot of money.
Yes, Fred did a big investment in Oliva that allow us to grow, you know, far beyond already the amazing work that the Oliva family did with the brand and give continuity, you know, to
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
process.
That's the most important thing. If you buy a crooked diamond in New York, it's got to be the same as in Florida.
They, Guido, Fred's father, they both always put one condition. That was quality cannot affect on any circumstance in the process of transition. And up to date, the only thing, every time Guido visits the factory is quality, quality. Remember, quality, quality.
Is that what he does?
Yes, no matter what pressure we have from the market or we never allow to one cigar going out of the factory that
Not good.
do not have the full process complete.
Wow.
And that's why when you were saying, you know, you go to smoke and you don't have the kick, you don't have that bad taste or
Right.
anything on the cigar. It's smooth, you know.
It burns well, everything.
Is because we care about the quality of our cigar. And the other thing that we warranty that for years to come is that I think we already complete our generational transition, you know, within the Oliva family, and covering the age of the employee that we have in Nicaragua is 37 years old. I mean, from the management, also, there are more women in management at Oliva than men, you know. Then,
That's amazing.
you will be able to meet all of them.
I want to interview some of them. They speak English? Some of them?
Some speak English.
Okay.
And some are learning.
Yeah.
Currently learning. But I think we have a fantastic team in Nicaragua.
As Corey told me, and this is a great leave on that, is first of all, I think Oliva is going to be number one someday. And I'll tell you why. Understanding your management, your leadership, and that's where you look at the companies, how they grow. It's the leadership, period. Leadership, because they see the vision. They implement the qualities to the vision like what you're doing. And there's a reason. When I go somewhere and I say, well, I want you to try the cigar, and they go, wow, it's a good cigar. And I go, yeah, you know who makes it? And they go, they go, who makes it? I go, Oliva. Oh, okay. So it's not like I'm backed by a bad brand, you know, a bad company. And I think that's amazing. I'm so glad we met, all of us, you know, one, because we become friends. And I like to work with people. That's my key thing in life now. At 61 years old, I look at life. I'll be 62 soon. And I look at that, October, so it's 5 months, whatever. And I look at it, I says, I want to work with people I like, you know, that I can get along. I can have a drink with. I can have a smoke with. I don't want to work with assholes, and I won't. It's just I won't do it. And I love the fact that every one of us, we love what we do. And we're all wackos anyway. I don't give a shit how we slice the dice. We have our goods and bads, and but every one of us care about people, about process, and about life and our country and everything we do. We always talk. We all do. And that I'm so happy to learn a little bit about you, and I'm happy about that. And thank you for coming here.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Lord.
And what do you have to say anything to my audience? Smoke a cigar, but no.
Oh, yes. Well, for all of those that like our brand, we will warranty, you know, that you will continue buying a product that we perform to quality, you know, for years to coming. You know, you can count that every time we produce a cigar or we are planting a seed, we are doing that thinking on the consumer. Okay. Because at the end we know we produce medicine and we produce jewelry. You know,
Wow.
jewelry because the way we trim it, you know, We give a beautiful house for the cigar, which is our cigar box, which are made also in house.
I can't wait to see that.
A box factory. Then we produce a beautiful boxes for our jewelry, cigar. And we are medicine because when you have a big problem and you just light up a cigar, talk to yourself, get the drink and you like it, you will see that that problem is not that big. It's better than a Xanax, it's better than oxycodone, it's better than all those chemicals. Cigar is 100% tobacco leaf. There are no additive. There are no, and we take care very much from the field that no pesticides, no chemicals are present on our leaf. Then we warranty a very healthy product. And of course, you always in life have to do it with measure. But if you do it, you smoke with your cigar with responsibility. You will see those problems are not that big. And selling a cigar, we saved many lives during COVID when people was,
100%
in house doing nothing. They cannot go anywhere, and at least they can go to the party or smoke a cigar. But always the best is enjoy time with your friends, with your family, because always if you do it, if you smoke a good cigar with your friends and with the family, we always say in Oliva that together is better.
Together is
when
better.
We do it together with your friend, with your family, always is better.
I love that line. I really do, Fidel. And it's so true. I did not know this. There's studies, Corey sent me the study, that if you never smoke tobacco, like cigarettes, never, and you smoke cigars, your life expectancy is longer than if you never smoke cigars. And the reason is that, and it said, is because stress, a killer, number one killer, stress, heart disease, is way less. So what you said is right. And I think truly what you said about saving lives, saving stuff. I smoke a cigar. Listen, I've been through more than most people, And you know what? When I sit down, I sit here and I'll sit back and I smoke on my RV, the big thing, the bus, you see when I bring down the bus, I relax and I calm. And you're right. Listen, I people say, Larry, how do you do this? How do you not go crazy? Yeah, I go, because when I lived in a prison cell, 6 foot by 8 foot, and you don't never get out, everything else don't mean shit. And you know what?
Everything else look beautiful.
Beautiful.
After that.
With that said, I want to thank Fidel Valdez from Oliva Cigars, the COO, and a friend of mine, but a good guy. And thank you very much. I mean it. We had a good time, and we're going to have a great lunch.
Yes.
We will.
Thank you, Larry. The appreciation is mutual.
I know that. And everybody, listen, check us out on all social media platforms. Everything we're doing, we are moving forward. Again, we thank our sponsors, Oliva, and we want to make sure you check out our main TV show coming out in a couple of weeks. And when you get there, please leave a comment, and we will be giving some things away. I'm going to do some speaking tours, and we're giving out stuff at those speaking tours. Fidel, again, thank you very much. We want to make sure everybody has a great time.
Don't touch anything. It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.